Well, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't that long ago that I made a video about Vice and how they were shutting down due to being absolutely trash when it comes to being a media company. If you even want to call them a media company at this point, we all know they were literally just propaganda for leftist ideology. That's why they ended up going the way of the dodo bird. Now we have another article from Fandom Pulse with a headline that reads, Buzzfeed is losing its buzz and selling its complex networks and lays off 16% of its staff.
Bye, Felicia.
Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this headline does not give you the full entire story. It actually is much worse than just laying off 16% of its staff. You guys have no idea just how bad Buzzfeed completely ruined this company called Complex Networks after they purchased it for $300 million. So let's get into this article, guys, from Fandom Pulse. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. It says, the melodrama of woke digital media. Empires crumbling like a house of cards in a storm. Let's dissect this spectacle, shall we? We wrote about the glorious downfall of Vice previously, and now we have the downfall of Buzzfeed and its complex networks too. I'm still waiting till this day to get the article because I know it's coming. It's going to come at some point, whether it's now or whether it's 3 years from now, who knows? But I'm waiting to see that article come out about Kotaku dying. I'm waiting to see the article come out about the Mary Sue dying. I'm waiting to see the article come out about like IGN dying. All of these show media websites that have nothing else better to do other than to talk politics in places where it doesn't belong. This is what I want to see in the future. And this is just one step forward. You know what I mean? This is one step forward, and I'm happy to see BuzzFeed getting what they deserve. It says BuzzFeed, once the poster child of online virality and the social media circus, has hit a new low. They've sold off complex networks for a fraction of what they paid, essentially admitting defeat with a price tag of $108.6 million, a mere pittance compared to the $300 million they shelled out just 3 years prior. Now, I talked about this on Hypnocast every day at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our daily live stream. I talked about this because this is the big part right here. Not so much about them firing 16% of their staff. Obviously, that's a pretty major hit, but ultimately, this is what's really important. This is literally proving that get woke, go broke is absolutely a thing. They purchased a company that was worth $300 million at the time of their purchase, and they bombed it all the way down to $108 million in just 3 years. That is almost a $200 million loss in 3 years. I mean, I don't know how much worse it can get than that. That is the ultimate get woke, go broke. I mean, my God, to take a company and just destroy it like that from within is insane. It says, and who's the lucky buyer? Network is an e-commerce outfit peddling collectibles steeped in street culture. Because when your digital empire starts to crumble, why not hawk it off to the highest bidder in the collectible sneaker market? BuzzFeed isn't just downsizing its portfolio, it's also killing off 16% of its staff in a desperate attempt at what they call strategic restructuring. Translation, we're cutting costs faster than you could say clickbait. And what gems will remain in BuzzFeed's tarnished crown? First, we feast, home of the illustrious Hot Ones YouTube series, because apparently the world can't survive without watching celebrities sweat over spicy chicken wings. Okay, so again, strategic restructuring, all right? Whenever a company says something like this is just PR term for we fucked up massively, okay? And especially regarding BuzzFeed, now you see just how bad they messed up. $200 million in 3 years valuation lost. That is insane. Strategic restructuring, my ass. You completely destroyed the company, and now you're so desperate you're trying to find any way to stay afloat by firing almost 20% of your staff. I mean, obviously that is a start, but still, I don't think it's going to save the company. If they were going to save the company, they would have did it already. They didn't realize that now they had to sell off the company because they destroyed it already. It's completely done. It's dead. Let's move on. It says, enter Jonah Peretti, the captain of this sinking ship, who spins the sail of Complex as a strategic masterstroke to unlock greater value. Yes, because nothing screams value like selling off assets at a loss and slashing your workforce. It's like watching a magician pull a rabbit out of a hat only to realize the rabbit is actually a decrepit, mangy rodent potent. Fear not, dear readers, for this fire sale isn't just about BuzzFeed's woes, it's a cautionary tale for the ages. Remember when BuzzFeed fancied itself as the David to legacy news organization's Goliath? Well, it turns out that woke David forgot his slingshot and got trampled by the digital counter-revolution instead. As for BuzzFeed News, once the envy of journalism circles, it's now 6 feet under, while the news outlet of the right gleefully dance on his grave. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Now, again, let's be very clear, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about necessarily choosing one side or the other. The problem is that most leftist shill media websites, they go full on shill mode to a fault, right? I think every single website is going to have their bias to some degree, but the leftists, for some reason, take it so far, so extreme, that they have no way to financially recover from it. They actively want to alienate 50% of potential customers just because it goes against their ideology. On the right side, they don't really do that. They want to sell to whoever they can because they know that both sides buy things, right? Both sides consume product, and thus you want to sell to both sides. But with leftists, that's their biggest weakness. Their biggest weakness is their ideology is so unbelievably religious to them that they're willing to alienate 50% of potential customers and risk their entire business just so they can virtue signal online and to say how morally superior they are. That's their biggest weakness by far. It says, let's not forget BuzzFeed's fatal flaw, a business model built on the ephemeral whims of wokeness culture, which is exactly what I was talking about. Because woke trends come and go faster than you can say stunning and brave. So long, cat memes. Hello, uptight woke tards, too busy policing language to appreciate a good chuckle. In the stock market arena, BuzzFeed's nosedive is the stuff of legend. From a high of $9.62 per share to a laughable, oh my God, 44 cents. 44 cents. Oh my God. That is insane. Again, this is just another example of massive get woke, go broke. I mean, this is it. If anybody asks you, give me an example of get woke, go broke, just show them BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is literally that. They got woke after buying out that complex corporation, and guess what happened? Their stock went from almost $10 to 44 fucking cents. Like, you can't buy anything for 44 cents in this world, but apparently you can buy a stock in BuzzFeed for 44 cents. That's insane. It's a cautionary tale of investor confidence evaporating faster than morning dew in the Sahara. But hey, at least the stock saw a brief uptick when they announced the complex network's fire sale. Silver linings, right? So here's to BuzzFeed, the digital phoenix that crashed and burned fast and you can say listicle. May they learn to code in their next incarnation, or better yet, take up a hobby that doesn't involve destroying journalism and culture in one fell swoop. Cheers to the demise of the digital dinosaur. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we see exactly what happens when you decide to take your ideology and make it the forefront of your company. BuzzFeed experienced that very, very quickly, and they've gone the way of Bud Light. And honestly, I'm happy to see it because, like the article said, BuzzFeed was not ready for the digital revolution. We are still in that digital revolution where independent content creators like myself and your other favorite YouTubers are essentially taking over the jobs on most of these shill media websites without the actual shilling. So that's why people tend to go for YouTubers, because they feel like they get some news that are more towards more personable, I should say, not so much corporate like BuzzFeed. So RIP to BuzzFeed. Honestly, it should have happened much, much sooner, but I'm glad that I was around to see it happen in the first place. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.
You need to borrow a job with your broke ass.